A really useful place, I think, will be to have a measuring device that I've been talking about for more testing, would actually be in the toilet, sampling the toilet water. This would, if you can make it this cheap, and by the way, people have made this RNA and DNA Y test to test sewage water, and they use it for stream water and stuff, so it's not that ridiculous. But if you had a home toilet that does this, and you could send the data quickly to your phone, that means how many times a day do you get tested? Once a day, at least, probably more. And you could turn it on and off to save power. But once a day, you could test for a variety of diseases, and that would just stop almost any disease from widely spreading. You would still spread it because of viruses. It wouldn't be for bacteria and other ones. You would still spread it because you would have to have some contact with other people, some touching, and sometimes you might say that I don't have a disease that's that bad for me to not go outside and spread it. And then there's also animals spreading diseases. Cold viruses and stuff can be stored in bats, birds, cats, wild animals, all sorts of things. So that's an exaggeration, but yes, and you also can have different types of samples. There are some unique challenges though, because water tends to be more, the toilet water tends to be more corrosive because first of all you have the chlorine that you don't normally have, and chlorine and other things can slowly break down and destroy instrumentation, which is why we use like distilled water or stuff and minerals dissolved. It's a slow, but it's a real process. They could also, another problem is that you have, your urine is acidic and has other reactive chemicals in it that could react with the device. But that would make it more worthwhile. That would make it hard but not impossible. And again, people have designed these devices for sewage and other environments that are much worse. Sewage has all those junk that you find in toilets plus 100 million times more. Now it doesn't have as much chlorine because it's mostly used up because you've reacted out of stuff. But chlorine can be more excluded more easily through other mechanisms. I don't want to say that I don't think it's going to be easy because the sewage ones you have more preparation and people preparing it in labs and stuff, and to get the sample nice. So you just don't dump it on the device. When a clean sample, they just dump on the device. So you would have to figure out water for purification and stuff like that. But I'm sure you could do it on a small scale. We have like many water purification systems like reverse osmosis. But reverse osmosis fully cleans out something. It's just water. But there's ways to make the membrane not as good. So it cleans out most of the water, not fully. There's also ways of excluding stuff with high ionic charges or different types of ionic charges, which are more likely to be acids or strong acids you could exclude. And also RNA and DNA has a slight acidic charge, so you can let those pass through it. And so on and so on. And they have developed in-field test kits to do this, where you just drop a little bit into this field and it does purify it. Thank you. I hope you found this interesting and maybe entertaining. Oh yeah, this another one is that if you install it in toilets in buildings and stuff, even for the people that cannot afford the testing, it will be more accessible. Because if you have it in like a bathroom, in a building without public uses, then you don't have to install the fancy test equipment in your house. And a fancy test equipment in your house would save money, but it also means that anyone can use it and it would start paying back for itself faster. It also would get rid of the embarrassment of going to a doctor and scheduling doctor visits. And not only embarrassment, the hassle and the money. But you have to figure out some way to make it safe. So I would say that it deletes the data pretty quickly. and sends it to your, and you have to send a code from your smartphone to access the data only from nearby, because you can make it so it only goes to like the nearest by one with your phone, and your phone has to be like 2 or 3 feet away, something like that. Maybe it has to shine a light or something. You have to press a physical button on the toilet, and it only sends it to the nearest one and deletes it soon after. Or you could even have something where you type in a code, you physically type in a code, and that code sends it to your phone, and you can only access data if you also put the code in, and combining these ideas together. So that would probably make it secure, and plus a person's probably not going to stalk everybody in the toilet system to figure out who the data matches up, even if they did hack it. So I think it would be pretty safe and secure privacy-wise even. Well, thank you very much for listening. Please like and subscribe. It really helps the channel out. Thank you very much. Goodbye.